They become, even if they don't like me or present an attitude that they are opposed to me, suddenly they don't want to take a trade that day. Suddenly they're like, well, I don't like the situation here today. It looks a little this, that, and thing. I'm going to wait. And they close. I've been in there and people have immediately closed the fucking stream. Like I'm going to go in there and troll them. Like I don't do those things. Like I don't do that stuff. When I go into a live stream and I'm a member of the audience, I want to be a member of the audience. I'm not there to be a disruption. But I want you as a student to learn not to need me. That's how I've succeeded as a teacher. If I keep you tethered to me, have I taught you anything more than codependence? No. That's why I don't do a subscription-based mentorship. I don't do that. Even when I was doing it, you paid to get 12 months with me, and after that, it's it. I could have kept these people on lifetime memberships, and they would have been paying it. I could have increased it every year, $100 more, $100 more, $100 more. They would have been gladly paying it. Some of them just for the simple fact that they were part of the community and they weren't even trying to learn. I had lots of people in 2016 that did that very thing. They just wanted to be part of it. Oh, this is worth the admission price. I just want to be able to watch what's going on. How do I know that? Because they never learned how to trade, ever. They never did anything with it. Is that what you're here for? I don't mean that rhetorically. I mean that sincerely. Are you here just to spectate, not learn how to speculate? Are you here just for the show of it all? Because that's what I listen to Patrick Malone for, because he's funny. Like he's a very natural, funny kind of guy. It's not always, the type of humor that's palatable. Sometimes it's a little, obscene. I'm not talking about the cuss words, because I can use I can present presentations with those words too, and I repent every time I'm done doing it. But the sexual things and things like that, I don't think that they're necessarily useful. But his change in his character, where he'll be docile for a second and start screaming and dancing around and stomping around. I watch that thing every day now, or he's flipping out and doing push-ups and stuff. That's some funny shit right there. Like that's method acting. That's funny. I mean, I don't care where you come from. That's funny stuff to me. And the fact that he's willing to do it in front of the world is to me, it's astonishing, because it's nuts. Like it's literally nuts. But guess what? Guess what that means? He's got a character. That's his Ric Flair. When Ric Flair, he's the man. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And then when they beat him, they punch him really hard in the ring. He takes 3 steps and then falls right on his face. He's clowning. He's allowing the audience to feel like, yeah, you son of a bitch. I hope that hurts. And he didn't feel anything. He's laughing to the bank. Because he's performing his role for you, holding your attention. So that way the person he's supposedly wrestling looks good. Patrick has a character. Everybody that's successful on social media has a character. People that are not doing well in social media are not implementing a character. That's the secret. You have to be consistent. Once you adopt a character, or a caricature, it doesn't have to be necessarily what you really are in real life. I'm not a braggart in real life. But I play that stone cold in your face brash because I know it pisses people off. It works. It gets people talking. But my best work isn't the rants that I'm cussing and ranting and raving. That's just to break up the monotony of the discussion. Because sometimes I'll talk and it's like, I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. My wife said it also. Like, your voice is very soothing. I love when you're talking to me because when I'm tired, it relaxes me and I fall asleep easy. I don't get it. I don't like my voice. But I know it works. And when I'm done doing this, I'm going to do sleep aid audiobooks. I'm not, but I'm just trying to be funny. I can make money doing that. Bedtime Stories by ICT. But there is something new under the sun every day. There are so many opportunities for you to find what you don't realize or recognize as your future successful self. If you're hanging around people on social media and allowing them to be toxic and constantly dumping on other people, or if they're constantly dumping on you or challenging you, or you're inviting other people to critique your endeavor in wanting to learn how to do this, why would you allow someone that could potentially give you adverse responses, something that's not going to be in agreement with what you went into this learning, hoping to do better in finances? Why would you allow that opportunity for people that may not agree with you, and you allow them the opportunity? So that means you care enough about their opinion, otherwise you wouldn't have invited them in the conversation. For them to be able to say something that would be detrimental to your desire to be tenacious. You got to be like that pit bull holding onto a pork chop. You're not letting go. No matter how many people talk bad about me or what they say about me or what they say this or that, it doesn't matter, because you have done enough work to see that this stuff works. Because when you're successful and you're making millions of dollars, you're not going to be looking at the shrine of ICT, okay, in your house, lighting fucking candles and paying homage to me. You're not. You're not even going to be thinking about me. And that's exactly what I want from you. I want you to run. Spread your fucking wings and fly. Don't look back. No bird gets kicked out of the nest and says, all right, I'm doing really well flying. Let's go back home and check out mom and dad. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. And that's exactly what I want from all of you. While you're in the nest, sure, you got to be coddled a little bit. You got to be encouraged. One day you're going to be out there flying just like the rest of them. But you're not there yet. But some of you want to run out of the nest and think you're ready to fly when you're not. The only thing you're good at and ready to do is bounce one time, and that's it. You won't survive it. So I hold you in the nest long enough for you to discover your weaknesses, because that's the secret. That's the secret that you don't realize. The things that you view underneath your skin that you won't want to talk about to anybody else, the things that you're afraid of, the real things that you're afraid of, failure. You're afraid of it. And as long as you're afraid of failure, you're never going to find success, because you made failure so formidable that it has no other room on the stage to allow success to arrive. And that'll preach right there. You're fearful of what if. Fill in the blank after that. Anything negative. What if I don't do as well as my girlfriend hoped I would? Let me tell you something. If you've made the mistake of letting your successful trades be seen in the eyes and ear of whoever you're with in a relationship, whether it's a long-term relationship, married, or just recently got together, if you made the mistake of doing that and any progress isn't championed by them, that right there is a red fucking flag. That is a red flag right there. I'm not saying divorce. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying don't talk about it no more. Because if they love you and they really want to see you succeed, they're your friend, they're your lover, they're your partner, they're your significant, they're going to say, that was awesome. How did you do that? Where'd you learn that? That's somebody that gives a shit. That's someone that cares. You know what? I've already said it. I'm not going to relive it again. But I only had one person, and I'm not married to her. I only had one person that ever told me those things. So the reasons that I tell you not to talk about it to your loved ones, your family and your friends and coworkers, is because they're not going to see it as a form of an opportunity to encourage you. Because they're doing the same shit, working for their money and doing things that they don't really want to be doing in conditions they don't want to be under. They believe there's nothing new under the sun. Those people believe there's nothing new under the sun. But the people that succeed, not just in trading, everything, they know there's something new under the sun. Look at Elon Musk, this crazy motherfucker. He has rockets that fly and land like you're watching a video in reverse. That to me is fascinating. The little boy in me is fascinated by that. That's wild. That's something new. 200 fucking years ago, we didn't see anything like that. So no, that scripture doesn't encompass everything. There's nothing new under the sun. Meaning that people are creatures of habit and they're going to do things that they should not do, and they know they shouldn't do it, but they still do it anyway. That's living a loser's loop, doing the same things, expecting a different result. That's Einstein's definition of insanity. Here's a testimony of someone that's insane. Someone that keeps going back to watching and listening to me talk about trading and presenting things and never applying the concepts and studying material. They just keep coming back and listening, expecting a different result. Me talking about it, me showing you examples, even if I gave you the entries and the stops and the targets right as it was going to happen, and I did that every single day, it doesn't make you any better of a student or trader. Because as soon as I pull the plug on that, I'm an asshole. You're a piece of shit. You don't care about us. You're being selfish. I had this in the past. These are all things that were said to me when I stopped doing it on internet relay chat. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and I said, fuck all of you, and I stopped internet relay chat. I was calling the S&P in a room with 1,000 people. And I was calling the stop. I was calling the targets. I was calling, wherever I moved my stop, I was calling all that stuff. And when I finally said, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. You're an asshole, you're a piece of shit, you're selfish. Same things that people said about me here in recent years. But I don't live on the hopes and acceptance of other people. I don't give a fuck about whether you like me or not. I don't care. I don't care. You're not going to change where I sleep. You're not going to change what I put on every day. You're not going to change the way I live my life. You're not going to give anything that's going to cause me grief. You can't. None of you people have any influence over me. None. But you know what? I respect the measure of influence I have over you. I don't take advantage of you, and I could. If I was a piece of shit, I could be monetizing everything I do and putting price tags on it that none of you would have a problem with fucking paying because you want to be a part of it. That's how you know what I'm telling you is the truth, and you can trust it because I'm not twisting your arm to give me a credit card. I'm investing in you. I'm placing this information and experience into your hands with no upsell later on. You see all these guys, they do it all the time. They got Dean Gracio and what's the other guy? Kind of reminds me of Lurch from the Addams Family. What's this guy? What's his name? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins. They do these things every year now. They're getting ready to do it, I think, this coming week, where it's free for 3 days. They talk for a couple hours, and it's just basically 3 days of commercial to buy into some bullshit later on. That's it. What are they doing? They're talking to you. They're inspiring you. Sure, they got into real estate. Tony Robbins got into motivational speaking. Used to be a janitor. He was an oddity in the beginning. He was a big guy, kind of looked like Lurch. Kind of awkward. That was, to me, his gimmick. Like, look at this guy. And that's what held my attention. I've never heard anything from Tony Robbins that said, wow, shit, man, I've been doing it all wrong. He's right. He really is right. I need to walk out there on some burning fucking coals right now. Yeah. Not realizing that that's one of the oldest tricks in performance. You can walk across coals, but let's scoot your feet under the coals and walk across them. That won't happen. When you walk on coals like that, as long as they have ash on them, when you walk across it, there's a small little moment of time where You'll feel warmth, but you ain't getting burned. You stand still, you're burning. So that's like when you watch martial artists and they do a display where they take bricks and they stack them on top of each other and they have a small little pencil or dowel rod in between them. All you have to do is break the top brick and keep the momentum going. When that brick breaks in the middle, that focused impact on the one beneath it keeps going, and it's a chain reaction that breaks all of them. As long as you keep the momentum going down, you have to be able to break that first one. Or a fraud way of breaking a brick, and these are all things I used to do. I used to go to expositions and tell my friend Sean, I said, look, see how he's holding this brick? He's holding this brick up a quarter of an inch above the edge of the brick it's resting on, and they karate chop it, right? Well, if you raise it up above the edge of the brick that you're using as a base, you're smacking and slapping the brick, and that corner creates the break. So even a child can break a brick like that. But put the brick flat and try to chop it, it won't break. So that you can be a fraud and look like a master. But you can't come out here and call yourself a master and not be able to do it in front of everybody. See, I create these internal wrestling matches in all of you as audience members. I chose that word specifically because not all of you are students. But you all are members of the audience. And I force the decision on you to decide whether or not, wow, this guy really has something that works. A lot of you now fall in love with ICT concepts because you see two men come out there and make a huge amount of money in a very small period of time. What's changed? You watch somebody else in the audience get off their ass and apply themselves and do it. I did not tell any of these individuals what to buy or sell. I didn't tell them when to get in, when to get out, what size contract to trade, period. They did it all by themselves. They used the same material that's exposed to you right now too. What's the difference? Something new under the sun for them. A desire to do it the right way. Stop doing it the wrong way. Stop believing it can't be for them. This world is going to tell you that you're never going to be successful. It's too hard. Don't even try. Just be thankful that you have a good job and you can pay your bills. Folks, that's getting real hard to do. That's getting real hard to do. And what kind of life is that? Is that passionate living? No. Do you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, I'm awake now. Damn it, I got so many opportunities. Let's get out of this bed and let's get it going. Let's go. Chances are, hell the fuck no. I don't need to drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. That shit will cause brain damage, okay? Dementia is the result of what you're doing. Don't believe me. I don't want you to believe me. Do your own research. But coffee leads to onset dementia later on. You drink a lot of it, you're increasing it. You don't need to stimulate yourself like that. If you're passionate about what you're doing every day and you have a principally oriented life, why are you getting out of bed today? Well, for most of you, it's because you have to go to work. Why? Because you have to take care of yourself. You have a family to take care of. You have means to an end to get your ends met. Whatever that job is, whatever that means is, you have to get there on time to keep yourself gainfully employed.